Hi, Troy the Full Setup here, back with another video for you. Now, before I had the Phanteks P300, you might have remembered for most of last year, I had the Gamemax Onyx fully tempered glass RGB case, and that was a really good case for its price. You could pick it up for anywhere between £50 or £70. Now, Gamemax have seen that video and they've got in contact with me and they want to send me some products to review. So I'm going to have their Spectrum RGB case review coming up very soon in the next couple of weeks. Absolutely beautiful case, has some stunning RGB fans in the front. But I also asked for something else to go along with the build that I'm planning to do in that case, and I asked them to send me this. So this is their 550 watt gold power supply. It's fully modular and has RGBs. Sounds expensive, right? Gold, modular, RGB, power supply, expensive. You can pick it up for about £55. So we're going to take a closer look in a second, and then I'm going to come back with some pros and cons because, you know, as always, like I say, no product is perfect and there's definitely going to be some cons. So let's start by having a look around the box then. So as you can see here, we've got the Gamemax logo. We've got a picture of the fully modular RGB power supply, 80 plus gold. So this is an 80 plus gold rated power supply as well. 140mm fan, modular design, NVIDIA SLI ready. We'll look at that in a minute. RGB ATX power supply, and this is the 550 watt model, as I've probably already mentioned. Available in 850 watts, and I think the 850 watt one is available in white as well, and 1050 watts. Side of the box, not a lot. Some more specs on the side there for you. Feel free to pause this if you want to have a little look. Cable management. Oh, it's got cable management. RGB 256 colors. Over to the back of the box then, so there's just a few little specs there about the cables that are included. More pictures of it as well. And we just have some specs about the power. Doesn't say anything about max power. Hopefully it's got that written on the side as well. As we know, power supplies won't go all the way up to their rated max. And then just a few other features as well. So basically it's got a function as well for the RGB. So when you turn it on, you know, when you restart your PC, it still has the same RGB. So inside the box, looks pretty well packaged. We've got all this polystyrene here, Gamemax logo on it. And then in here we have the power supply and all the cables. So look, so we've got one bag of cables that's looking like the ATX and the 8-pin. Got a couple of screws, couple of cable ties as well. I'm sure you would have got many screws with your case anyway. So it's got like wiring manuals as well for both of the, well, all three of their power supplies, all the way up to the 1050 watt. And we've got another bag of cables here. And we've got the showpiece. Wow. So here is the power supply finished in a nice black. Gamemax logo on the top here. So this is going to use one of their like ring RGB fans. Now they didn't just send me this as well, they've sent me a case. So I'm not going to be showing this in a case today, but you will see it in a case within the next couple of weeks, and I'll link back to it in the video, but we will do a light test. So we have Gamemax 550 watt. I couldn't figure out from the pictures from this if this lit up or not. I didn't think it did, but yeah, so that's just normal. We'll come back to that side in a minute. So then if you have the power supply this way in your system, so the fan pointing down, so you know you're not going to see your RGB, this logo does light up. So this will light up with all RGB. Or you're going to have it in this way in your system, so you've got your fan pointing up. Moving over to the back, got the power option, got the power switch, and then you have the RGB light switch. Okay, so over to the back of the power supply as well. A little bit more information. Sorry, it's looking a bit blurry on camera. Might want to pause it, but a little bit more information on it. On the power supply, max power output is 528 watts. So that's pretty good. What else have we got? 44 amps on the 12 volt rail as well, 20 amps on the 5 volt rail, and 20 amps on the 3.3 volt rail. Now obviously not heard of Gamemax before. A lot of you probably wouldn't have for power supplies. I've only known them for cases. Has got a nice bit of weight to it, I will give it that, but you know, only time will tell with this. So please feel free to contact me at any time, because this will be used in systems. Say, yo man, what system you using it in, and I'll be happy to tell you. Anyone who follows the channel knows if I can overclock something, I can overclock it, so expect some overclocking. Now, this is where it looks really good, but it's not that great. So as you can see, we've got 4 PCIes, 2 CPUs, which is definitely good. You've got your mainboard 24 pin, and all your IDE and SATAs. Now, I wouldn't expect to be doing a 550 watt with a dual 8 pin for a CPU. We're talking something like Threadripper. Overclock Threadripper is going to almost pull like 400 watts from the wall, so this wouldn't do it. But what this actually is, this is just basically the layout. They've gone for the same layout for all of their power supplies. Obviously, you know, they're selling this for a good price, so it's a sort of cost-cutting measure. And that is where this power supply really does fall down, because it doesn't come with a lot of cables. Like I said, I'm going to measure you the lengths. We're not going to be able to see it inside a case to see if you need to order any extension cables, but I'm literally going to be back with a video in like 2 weeks. So yeah, with this one, you only get the single 8-pin CPU, but that is literally all you need. You're not going to be able to run dual 8 pins. As you can see, the length it's going out of shot here on camera. We're going to do a quick measure of all these cables. So the 8-pin is about 60 centimeters. The 8-pin CPU. I really wish it was black and just had CPU written on it. I don't like that blue. And then we have the 24-pin extension cable. So again, I'm probably gonna have to just take it out of shot to measure it. These are only rough sort of measurements because I'm doing it in my hand like this. And yeah, that again is about 60 centimeters as well. I think that 8-pin might be a little bit short. You might need an extension cable. I will be putting it in a full ATX tower. Now that's fine, you know those cables should be included. This is where I was saying it really falls down. So 550 watt power supply. You've seen that then, it had 4 PCIes, right? PCIe graphics card slots. There is one 8-pin graphics card slot, which is also to a 6-pin. But it doesn't even have, where a lot of them will only have one graphics card cable at this price range, it doesn't have another 8 or 6 pin on it. So you are literally limited to 8-pin graphics cards on a 550 watt power supply. To me, that's not very good, not very good at all. Also as well, probably going to want the length for this. Well, when I dropped it, that was about 50 centimeters. It's got 50 centimeters on the graphics card cable, which is long enough, just hasn't got enough. Then you only get one hard drive SATA cable. Now I know a lot of people don't have lots of hard drives as much anymore. A lot of people have stuff stored in the cloud, but only having the options for 3 hard drives, again, that's a little stingy. Quite a long cable, longer than all the other cables. That's probably, as you can see here, I'm not going to measure that. That's probably about a 60-70 centimeter cable. That does feel longer than the ATX cables. Then you get 2 Molex cables. Now this could probably get you past your graphics card thing a bit, because you could run a 6-pin or an 8-pin off these 2 Molexes. Again, really long cable. Is that a floppy disk? Is that floppy disk power on the end? I don't know why it's got that. I don't know why they still keep putting those on. And then again, you've got another Molex cable here. So I would have preferred to have seen an extra graphics card cable. 100%. And in total as well, you only have 4 Molexes, because both of them have those on the end. I mean, when you look at that, you're going, yeah, I've got everything going, but that is a severe lack of cables for me, and I will probably have to get a Molex to 6-pin. Anyway, let's get this powered up. Okay, now every builder, you should get one of these. Have one of these in your arsenal. Now you can just use a paper clip, but just to be safer, just plug this into your power supply. It's got a little cable on it, and it will turn your power supply on for you. Really good for testing power supplies. And here you can see it's on. Now, first thing straight away, the fan noise is noticeable. I'm going to say that I can hear that fan noise from where I'm stood. When it's in a case, it might quieten down a bit. Also, once you've got it all wired up, I don't know, there might be some trickery going on it. The fan might sort of quieten down. I'll come back and leave a comment about that. Again, we're going to be using this in a build in a couple of weeks, so you're going to see a bit more of this power supply installed in the system as well. As you can see, it's just going through the color cycle at the moment. I'm going to just turn the light off. So that is the first option. Now, this logo would be against the back of your case, so you wouldn't see that. That's just if you have it flipped around the other way with the fan down. So this logo isn't going to be upside down if you've got the fan turned up. Now, as well as a color cycle, we're going to go through a couple of color cycles. Sort of a bit of a slower colour cycle there. My camera's not really getting it, but it looks really, really nice. Going through all the colours. Yeah, it's a solid blue. My camera's not really capturing it properly. So you can see a lot of white going on with it there. That's like a yellow. Again, looks quite white on camera. Red. Got a really nice green. That's a proper neon NVIDIA green, that one. Back to some blue. Nice purple. And then back to colour cycle again. So yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Sorry that my camera's not really quite captured the colours of this. That's right. So there is just a quick, unboxing and overview of the power supply. Like I said, sorry that it's not in a case today. We're going to put it in the Spectrum build as well. And as always with any power supply, the thing that I say to you is just contact me at any time. Ask me what rig I'm using it with. Generally, all my power supplies are always in use. You know that I overclock most of my graphics cards, and if the CPU can overclock, I will overclock it as well. So please do feel free, just contact me and I will tell you whatever build I've got it in at the moment, or maybe some higher end builds that I've been using the power supply with. Another thing that I didn't fully mention over there was it's a 140mm fan that they use on the power supply, so it's a little bit of a bigger power supply. It's not super compact power supply. So one thing you're going to probably want to do is make sure it's going to fit in your case. Now most cases it will fit in, it's probably just not going to fit in the cheapest of the cheapest cases, and you're probably not spending £50 on a power supply anyway. So that leads us on to pros and cons with this power supply, because there's definitely some cons. Off the bat straight away, nowhere near enough cables with this power supply. I know it's offering a lot of other features, but there isn't enough cables. One single 8-pin graphics card cable isn't really good enough. That 850 watt power supply only comes with 2 8-pins. Again, 850 watt power supply, you're probably running an SLI or a Crossfire setup. You're going to need more than 2 8-pins. Moving on to like their 1050 watt power supply. Now that comes with 4 graphics card 8-pins, which will probably be enough for most, but like most 1000 watt power supplies come with like 6 or 8 graphics card cables as well. The rest of the cables were quite short. 4 Molexes and 3 SATA power for your hard drives. That might seem like enough, but if you're going to use 2 of those Molexes, so you can get maybe an 8-pin or a 6-pin graphics card cable, because you've only got that single 8-pin, and then that only leaves you with 2 Molexes. You're building a full RGB build, which means you're probably going to have lots of other RGB devices that plug in, so that's really not enough. Other con, like I said, I could hear the fan. Now we've only just powered it up outside of a case at the moment, so I will come back and re-comment about that, see if it gets a little bit quieter once it's all wired up to the PC. But it was definitely audible. It wasn't loud and horrible, but I could hear it. Other things as well, like I said, the cable length we'll find out when we install it inside the case. Now, this isn't really Gamemax's fault. Everyone does this. So that's generally how your power supply will be in your system. Air going in through the bottom of your case. So the CPU 8-pin is right at the back, so it's generally long enough to go all the way up and back down to your motherboard. As soon as you flip it, you're adding like an extra 10 or 15 centimeters. So that's why you need the extra length on the CPU cable. So if I have to use an extension cable, why it's set like that in the case, I can't really blame Gamemax. So there's the cons. What about the pros? It's a 550 watt gold fully modular RGB power supply for £55. I can't really big it up enough, really. If you don't need loads of cables, if you don't need to plug loads of things into your system, but you want an RGB power supply and you don't want to spend £100, then yeah, definitely I'd think about picking one of these up. So it's going to be back with a Spectrum review in a couple of weeks. We can see it a little bit more inside the case. So yeah, there we go. Any questions, let me know. So yeah, would you buy this for £55? It's a fully modular, 80 plus gold, RGB power supply. Does that tick all the boxes for you? Or is it the fact that it's got a lack of cables mean that you wouldn't buy it? Let me know in the description below. Feel free to subscribe over to Discord as well. Come over and get in the chat discussion. And I'll be back with the Gamemax Spectrum review video very soon.